you're framing something, you should know that you have more than one option. For example, you can place it here, 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 or here. These 4 points are known as the golden spot when you're framing. Why? It's because when you divide the screen into 9 equal parts, the line that merge, intersect to each other are these 4 points. So whenever you're framing a subject, object, or even a background, you simply want to place it on these lines. Go ahead and watch a movie, and next time imagine there's these lines on top of the screen. And then you'll start seeing that the subject will be placed on the vertical line and the background will be placed on the horizontal line. This gives a very good appealing look to the shot. Also, the point of interest is easier for us to follow, and mostly, it just balances out the shot very nicely. Of course, this isn't only for movies. This technique can be used in any type of visual arts, such as painting, photography, animation, game design, and just about anything you can think of. So there you go, the rule of thirds. Use it however you like it. And don't forget, you don't always have to follow this rule. In fact, if you ever wondered if you can go the diagonal way by crossing these points, well, it's not really the rule of thirds, but theoretically it should work, right? I mean, it may not be used as often as the other technique, but definitely use it. Just place a subject like this and a boring shot can become interesting. Or you can create depth by following this line. But that's only my tips, so forget about it if you don't want to use it. But the rule of thirds, definitely use it or you'll lose it.
I've realized I don't feature a lot of documentary-style content on this show, even though my favorite films are documentaries, and most of the freelance work I do is shot in a documentary style. Mogler Cruce Grammatico encouraged me to talk more about documentary filmmaking, so today I'll cover the basic building blocks of news and documentary-style shooting. I learned how to shoot news stories in college, and those skills have been very helpful. Everything I shoot professionally has some documentary-style element to it, so it's important to understand the building blocks, how to shoot good interviews, good B-roll, and good nat sound breaks. Interviews are also called sound bites, SOTs, and talking heads. The interview subject should look just off camera. Why? It's part of the visual grammar. Just like most of us agree that a period signals the end of a sentence, there are rules that filmmakers and audiences agree on. For example, in a film, a dissolve usually means time has passed. Likewise, when a reporter looks at the camera, it's like saying, "I'm the author of this story," the narrator. But when someone looks off camera, it's like quotation marks. This soundbite is a quote in my story. Of course, rules can be broken if you know the rule and why you're breaking it. Here are some tips for interview shots. Put the camera at the same height as the person's head. You don't want to be looking up or down at the person. Choose a decent background. I find that deep backgrounds with movement are a lot more interesting than a wall. Finally, a classic interview shot should have an appropriate amount of look room and headroom. There should be more space in the direction that the subject is looking, and if the shot is wide enough, there should be some space above the head, but not too much. The best guide to this framing is the rule of thirds. Divide your shot into 3 horizontal and vertical sections. Many cameras have these guidelines. And I usually place the eye that's closest to the camera on this intersection. This rule works well on medium shots and close-ups, always providing the right amount of spacing. Interviews are the foundation of doc-style shooting, so that's where I start my editing. And if it's unscripted, then, you'll have a lot to cut out. This is where B-roll comes in handy. If interviews are your primary or A material, then your secondary or B shots roll on top of it. Also called cutaways, these shots let us hide our edits. So whatever the story, you need to make sure you shoot lots of related B-roll. My best advice is you'll need lots of shots to choose from, so wherever you place your tripod, try to get a wide shot, a medium shot, and a close-up, and then pan to a new angle and shoot some more. Finally, don't forget about nat sound breaks. Nat sound, or natural sound, also called wild sound, is the ambient, real audio that you capture in an environment. When possible, you want to include a low level of nat sound with your B-roll because it brings the shot to life. A nat sound break is when you take a break from the interview or voiceover and turn up the nat sound. Let the audience feel the scene.
The eye of the enemy is moving. The end has come.
Every day, Frodo moves closer to Mordor. How do we know Frodo is alive? What does your heart tell you?
Come, Master. Come to speak.
This is your test. Every path you have trod through wilderness, through war, has led to this road.
The enemy will never let Aragorn come to the throne of Gondor.
It is time. Give him the sword of the king.
Become who you were born to be.
Your precious baby eyes.
He needs to murder us! I'm not sending him away. Come to me.
The order's set. The pieces are moving.
He is here.
You come to it at last.
I see in your eyes the same fear that would take the heart of me. A day may come when the courage of man fails. When we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. But it is not this day.
Whatever happens, stay with me.
This day, we fight!
All you have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to you.
We shall see the Shire again.
You gave away your life's grace. I cannot protect you anymore. We cannot achieve victory through strength of arms. Not for ourselves.
But we can give Frodo a chance.
Summer jobs. Start warming up. And bring your best moves. You got game? Because the East Highway Cats are back.
Whatever happens, as long as we're together, it's cool, right?
To take on their biggest challenge yet.
What are you doing here?
I'm the new lifeguard.
Summer jobs.
What?
I told you to hire Troy Bolton, not the entire East High student body.
Now they're about to discover that working for a country club is no vacation.
It might be wonderful if Troy participates in our talent show.
What? Get ready
I think we were meant to sing together.
for the start of something new. The Disney Channel original movie, High School Musical 2, coming August 17th to Disney Channel.